Hey readers, hope you're doing well today. Hope you've had a good day. It was a beautiful day, so I hope you got to go outside a little bit. Um, it's Thursday, which means we're close to the end of another week, and so hopefully you've had time and opportunities to read through some more of your mystery books. We're getting close to the end of our unit. And I'm just so proud of all of the work that you've been doing as we've gone through this mystery unit together. So I know it's been a little bit different having to finish it up at home. I wish we were at school getting to do this together, but I think you guys have done a great job with it, and I'm so proud of you. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about how as we're finishing up our mystery unit and you keep reading mysteries, whether it be this week, next week, or maybe next year or the year after, you're not always going to have an anchor chart to help you. You're not always going to have me to help you get through a mystery. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how when you're reading a mystery, the text is going to teach you how to read certain parts of that mystery, okay? And as a mystery reader, you have to ask yourself the question, what kind of work in my mind does this mystery, this text, want me to do? Okay? Your text will give you signals when you're reading, maybe to read it a little bit faster, or it might give you a signal, hey, this is a part where you need to slow down. And so what we're going to work through today and kind of practice today is finding those parts in a mystery, finding what those signals are as you're reading through a book. We kind of did this work excuse me, this same type of work when we read through Stone Fox and we looked through signals for the text. And so your text will signal you sometimes, okay, this is a part where maybe you need to make a movie in your mind of what's going on. Or if you're reading a nonfiction book, your text is going to signal you, hey, this is where you're going to collect information about something, okay? And so when we read mysteries, we read them in a suspicious way, okay? We're usually on alert and looking for clues. Okay, we don't really read mysteries in necessarily a relaxed way. We read our mysteries in an active way, and we're always thinking as we're going through our mysteries. Okay, but sometimes our mystery books can be long, and we don't always want to feel like we're having to read that book like we're looking through a magnifying glass, like reading every page, because then it just kind of makes the reading a little bit long. Okay, so that's where we learn to follow signals from our text, okay? And we need to figure out, how do we know when to read quickly and how to make a mental movie? And we need to learn what the signals are for slowing down and reading a part closely, or maybe even rereading a part. Okay, so the first tip I have is when a text reads like a movie, okay? Maybe the characters are talking to each other, or it's describing a setting or something like that. That's your clue to visualize, okay? And make that movie in your own mind of what's going on. How does the character sound? What does the setting look like? Really get a picture for that in your mind, okay? And in that kind of a part of your text, you're going to read kind of at a normal pace, okay? Not too fast and not too slow. But sometimes when we maybe meet a new character, or the detective goes to a crime scene, or something is suspicious, or maybe you think there's a part that's a clue, that's going to be a signal for you as a mystery reader to slow down, okay? Because it probably means that something important is fixing to happen. Okay, so we're going to practice a little bit with a chapter that we've already read in our Diamond Mystery book. Okay, and we're going to practice following along to some signals in this text. Now, this is from chapter 6, which you should, hopefully you have watched that video maybe on Wednesday or even before that. And so hopefully you've seen this part. But if not, just follow along, okay? And see if you can help me find some signals from the text, okay? And remember, if it's a part like it seems like it's in a movie, we might read that part more dramatically, okay? But we may come across to a part that we may feel like we have to slow down or even reread that part, okay? So, Maya was now on the top floor, standing just outside Luke Smith's office. She took a deep breath and lifted her hand to the knock. After finding a large knife on the second floor, she wondered what she might find on the third floor. So we've gotten to this part. Let's stop for a minute here. You think we need to do any rereading yet? Have we really met any new characters yet? Or maybe seen a clue? Okay, I don't think so. So I'm going to keep reading. Suddenly, the door opened and Maya was confronted by Luke Smith dressed in a tracksuit. Maya gasped. "Sorry to surprise you," Luke said kindly. "I always go for a jog before lunch." He gestured to his sneakers and he smiled. Through his binoculars, Jerry could see Maya's surprised expression. Then he saw Luke Smith leave the building through the front door. So this part makes me think that Luke might be a suspect, okay? And I'm going to read this next part extra carefully and even a little bit, more slowly, because he just seems a little suspicious right here. He's in a tracksuit and he's talking about taking a jog. So he just seems a little bit suspicious. So I'm going to keep reading, but this part I'm going to read it much slower. Luke Smith, and I'm on this page here. We read that yesterday. Luke Smith ran a few short feet. Then he stopped by the building's drain pipe, kneeling down to tie his shoelaces. With a quick motion, he picked up something from the street. He hopped up and he ran off toward the post office. He had a big smile on his face. That's a strange route for a jog, thought Jerry. So, I think that's a part that we could stop and we could even do some rereading. I feel like there are some clues in that part. And did you see how I read it much slower than if I were just reading through the book? Okay, I'm suspicious of him being down on the ground and his strange smile near the drain pipe, and then that he picked something up from the street, and the fact that he had a big smile on his face. So that's how we would read that part, okay? We would read that part extra close and even kind of change your voice and as you're reading that. So think about some signals that maybe you noticed right there, and I've kind of already gone through them just a little bit. So the text to me signaled you need to slow down. This part matters. And it almost like it said, read me closely. So that's where the author wanted to alert you to the fact that there was a new clue right there. The author wanted you to pay attention to that part, okay? Mysteries are written. This is an important part, so remember this. Mysteries are written with signals telling readers what kind of mind work they want you to do, okay? What kind of thinking that they want you to do, all right? That's how a mystery is written. So I want you to think about that as you are reading along through your mysteries. Okay, don't just breeze through them. Don't read them too fast. Take your time and really look for signals in your text that your text is giving you. Okay, it's trying to help you solve the crime. So I want to kind of go over really quickly our anchor chart. Okay. Like I said, we're getting close to being at the end of our mystery unit. And so remember, as you're reading through your text that you're reading now, or maybe if you're starting a new text, these are the things you want to think about. Okay. Ask yourself, what's the mystery here? Do a little preview. Who are my crime solvers? Pay attention to your clues. And remember, I hope you're still taking notes, okay, on those clues. I hope you're doing timelines and retelling like we've talked about in your reading journal. Make predictions, okay? Even if your prediction's wrong, that's okay. Make predictions as you're reading. You know, this might be the person that did the crime, and here's why, okay? Talk to somebody about your mystery. If you have time, if you have a brother or sister that'll listen to you read a little bit, or mom or dad, or just somebody that'll kind of listen to you and kind of collaborate and ask each other questions. Okay, pause to do a retell. What was the main event in that chapter, and what are some details that support that? Think about how mystery books go. Okay, that we have a suspect and we have clues, and then we usually find at the end of our story, that's when the mystery is solved. Okay, look for red herring clues. We talked about that a couple of days ago. And then finally, ask yourself, what mind work is this text asking me to do? Do I need to read faster? Do I need to be on alert? Do I need to make a movie in my mind? Or do I need to read slowly and read closely and maybe reread some parts? So I hope you enjoy reading your mysteries. And that's all I have for today. Y'all have a good day. Off you go.